people are so scared to go out and do anything. There's a lot of ways to fail, and I see this every day. One, you don't even get off your ass. Two, they get off their ass, the first kick they get or first negative, they give up. Okay, and probably the worst, they go at it for a little bit, right? And then they give up after a few kickings. It's always darkest before the light, right? But if you don't go through all these experiences, right? Anything negative happens to me, do I like them? No. But it teaches me if you listen or look. Right? So you have to keep learning to then realize that you're worth it. When you realize you're worth it, it's the answer to the world. Everything changes. That's resilience.
When I describe resilience, I'd say like walking through fire and coming out the other side, but it's not just coming out the other side, it's coming out the other side stronger.
Yeah.
Yo, so everybody, welcome to Tango1 Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Smith. Michael is on vacation this week, so we're filling him in with my guy, Ben Puzzuoli, my cousin. You guys know him from No Poor Decisions.
Not a poor decision. No, I know. Last time, yeah, okay. But unless you ask my ex-wives, then I'm a poor decision. But,
you were her poor decision?
Yeah, well.
I feel like you guys, let's not get into that. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. I don't even know which wife I'm talking about.
Me neither.
Right,
I don't either. But Mike DeFazio, look, let's just throw this out. This is awesome. Don't fuck up the table. And these are DeFazio's. Dude, very impressed. I love those.
Yes.
Sorry, ADD moment.
Yes, exactly. And you brought me a little gift. What is this here? Tell me about this.
So,
I'm not a big energy drinker.
No, me neither, but I was up till 3 a.m. last night editing, and then I was talking to a friend of mine driving here, it's a half-hour drive or so, and then I'm like, I need something to fucking drink, and I don't want coffee, so I said, and I'm into the universe lately, like, not like this weirdo, but I am weird, but you know what I mean, but the universe I'm kind of following. But basically, I go in, I'm like, whatever the universe tells me. So I walk in, and people have always said I'm the Joker. My buddy Todd says that I laugh like the Joker sometimes. So I go up there, and I said, okay, sugar-free, because, I'm going to the dentist. We can talk about that, too. That's pretty fun. So anyway, sugar-free, because it hurts my teeth, to be honest. But then the dude says to me, this was like $3.49, right? So then the dude at the counter says to me, 3 for $6. I did quick goat math thinking, And I'm going to, obviously, my cheapness, my Silvio comes out, right? So I said 3, but I didn't really care about the price. What was more important was the number 3, and the universe is really important. So it's like I'm following, I don't know, like 2 months ago, it's really weird events started happening, and it's the coincidences and dimes. But anyways, I'm just saying, so that's the story here. So there is no promotion, but it's not so bad, eh, Joker? I never even heard of it. Have you?
It tastes pretty good. I since quitting the booze, every once in a while I'll have an energy drink, which is like, I literally, I don't think I ever had one before. And I've had a few over the last couple of months, and it's like a treat. The thing is, we're taking this to give ourselves a jolt for the podcast, because you were up late. I've had a long week, and we'll talk about the Stanley Cup. That's one of the reasons I'm tired.
Oh, me too.
But this won't even hit us till we're about to leave.
I know, and then we'll be like,
I want to go. I got an opportunity to take a nap this afternoon, and I'm gonna be like,
you're not gonna be able
maybe
to.
I'll get like all my work done instead. So yeah, man, I was up late. I don't know. You watched the game?
Every game. I watched every game. Like the first, this is what I want to ask you. Okay, you be honest with me. Okay, and I was just talking to Joe about this, and he's an OHL referee.
Joe's our director of hype. He's my brother-in-law. He's the director of hype here at the Garage Gym, which means he does like everything kind of external.
And he's pretty cool.
But he's also
and he's an OHL rep.
OHL rep, so he's got the good.
He's got like an insight into
it,
but
McDavid, you know that? He
wow.
Actually, like, McDavid back in the day.
Do you know McDavid wears the same socks? I think every single game or something like that. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. But
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's a common thing I think across some like bigger athletes.
Yeah, so where were you going with this?
Okay, sorry. So this is what kind of makes me wonder. Okay, because you have some friends that say, the professional sports are rigged and blah blah blah, right? Okay, and. Like, number one, I think there'd be a whistleblower, and there has been people that have said shit, but are they, unless they're getting killed like Boeings, you know what I mean? Which no one talks about, by the way. That's how fucked up our society is, because we don't care past ourselves, and that's what I'm trying to teach people, right? When you love a little bit more. Anyways, so the first 3 games, Edmonton,
Stay on track.
ADD.
I know,
It's
it's to just like hit like the blinking light.
Squirrel.
Back in. I know you hit a skunk on the way here.
Yeah, I did. I hit a skunk. There's a freaking really bad skunk problem in Amherstburg. Even the kids said it smelled like skunk.
Ben's always got the little bit of a skunk aroma in his car. I have no idea why.
I don't either.
These damn rodents running everywhere.
Yes, it's town of Amherstburg. We got to get this shit taken care of.
So
It's getting
back on track.
okay.
We got the Stanley Cup.
First 3 games, Florida comes as team like killer. Okay,
Right.
The next 3 games, Edmonton comes back as team killer. Game 7, it's back to a different team. Edmonton shit in the bed. You get what I'm saying? It's like, is it like, I know there's a human component. I know there's money, there's stress, like, and I know it'd be very difficult to pull off.
I'm a huge sports
I
fan.
know
like,
you
I don't
are.
Even care. Like I even watch this. I don't mean like soccer. I watch the Euro Cup. I'm not the hugest hockey guy, but I do watch a lot of hockey. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
I watch
against hockey.
every game of the playoff,
I love
except
the playoffs.
maybe 2 or 3.
The NHL playoffs are probably, I'd say, the best playoffs.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most grueling.
So much
it's
fun.
definitely the most impressive to win the Stanley Cup in all the sports. So, but I was going with this is that in the NFL, I put a fair share of wagers down. And it sure seems like some of these script things are real.
I agree with you.
I
know
can never
too.
fathom, like what you're saying, that just wouldn't come out from a player like officially.
Yeah, come on.
But like you said, I mean, if they can hide airplanes being unsafe, and they can let's not get into this.
No.
They can hide the results of the terrible things that happen from people who took all these doses of that mercury in their blood. Maybe we can hide the
I
NHL
know.
and the NFL
Well,
script.
Pat,
I'd like to believe not, though, because it's
I know, it's
to
everything.
Me and my family. It's
I
the
know.
entertainment. It's like it's the bond between me and my dad.
Yeah.
It is. Sports are great. Sports.
It teaches sports, and it teaches obviously camaraderie, respect.
Right.
It teaches feeling good, bad, and but good, and being a good sport, whatever.
Yeah.
But Panth, think about this, okay? But this is how they control that information, right? You just said about the shot, right? The mercury. David Beckham and what's his wife name? The hot babe there. What's her name? Sugar Spice or whatever. Hot Spice one. Posh Malosh or whatever. She always by the way, my friend Lonnie, back in the day, we had his big crush on her, look like her. Anyways, so they, okay, listen. So they had a big TikTok come out maybe a few months ago or maybe 6 months ago. I'm not good with time, okay? And the TikTok was them dancing to the old Dolly Parton song, Islands in the Sky. Okay, I even did a video about it with my dog, okay, and he was pissed off, but it was hilarious. Anyways, why that came out supposedly was because David Beckham was caught cheating again. So his publicist, which you got to think, how much is David Beckham worth? 100 million, maybe? I don't even know. 500 million, maybe?
He's going to sue us for us. We slander him.
Oh, we're not. This is not. Oh, whatever. He can slander me. Go ahead. It's public of fucking.
I would think that David Beckham's worth way more than 100 million.
Okay, whatever he's worth. My point is,
Pants.
Pant. My point is, think about the scale of the government compared to him. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
The deep pockets. Okay, so what I heard was, and again, who knows? That video was released by their publicist to put down the news of the cheating, and no one even heard of that. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's just. But that's what I'm saying. Think of the scale to the government. Is what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying.
You don't sound like one at all.
I'm not. I wonder it now because
everybody knows that I am at this point.
I don't care.
I was the one that was not at all before, and now the world has made me question everything.
Me too.
And I really, that's why it's like make your own decisions, man. That's all I say to people. Make your own decisions. And I just really hope the sports is legit, and I see where you're coming from, but also like watching those games, like
they're intense.
Edmonton was all over them, but that goalie was standing on his head. I really feel like Edmonton could have won that series in 5 games. You take that goalie out of the equation.
Yeah,
and
he's
Edmonton
good.
probably wins that series before it even gets to where it got to.
Yeah.
So I think once he got a little bit cold and Edmonton got a little bit hot to get in their home building, like you said, the human element, the momentum,
energy,
is something real, man. Like I even see it coaching kids sports. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to us is halftime. We're rocking and rolling, and then it's like
because
halftime,
as
15 minutes
soon
off.
as they can focus on something else,
they
lose.
Big play,
yeah.
and it's like, holy shit, our 28-point lead just got cut down to 6.
Yeah.
It just happens in sports. Like, you see it at all levels. That's why I think I want to give it the credit it is. And honestly, best Stanley Cup. The NBA playoffs were outstanding. I don't know if you get into those.
No.
But
when
you were talking
those?
about sports and like the kids and the camaraderie, and you didn't really, growing up out on the farm, and you didn't play team sports.
I just
as a
lit
child.
fire. I thought I was my parents. I just thought we were broke.
But your son, your son just is playing hockey, and he's
Yeah,
like he's
and
good.
he's center. He's really good.
good,
And he won us the tournament.
You know, you and I, like we said in the podcast, we had you as a guest. We grew apart a little bit. We don't.
Yeah, but
not
now
that
we're back.
But we don't talk as often, and I had no clue that he had gotten into sports until we were, you know.
Well, now
were
we
going back
reconnect
You're
and
like,
talk
man,
so
Buffalo,
much.
My kid just scored.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you that really quick story. It was the most proudest father moment, and a moment that'll build his confidence. And this will show you so pro sport, okay?
Right.
Long story short, we get there. We had to get up at 5:30 a.m. after the parents drank to who knows what time. And we had to go drive 30 minutes to this rink, which was outside, okay? So number one, I stayed in Hamilton with my sister the night
Outside?
before. Yeah, outside. It was
That's
beautiful,
sick.
dude.
That's
It was the
awesome.
Labatt's Blue, big towers, silos, all this shit. It was a distillery thing in wherever, Ohio or where we were. I don't remember. No, Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo,
Sorry,
you're in
Buffalo.
Buffalo,
Sorry.
there it
Yeah. Really beautiful scape, okay? So we get there, blah, blah, blah. So the second period, you have to understand, my son's really tall. He's like 6 foot. He's like as tall as
He's
me.
a giant.
Giant. And he works out. He's slim, whatever. So they were picking on him. Like, anything he does, he gets a penalty for. Like, he's a gentle fucking giant. I yell at him. I'm like, fucking hit. Like, you're huge. And he's scared, So he gets picked on, and I'm being honest, not being biased.
Right.
Second period, they have a 2-1 lead. My son gets a fucking penalty, totally unwarranted, as the people that were playing are talking so much shit about 88, which is him. And all my friends are the teams are sitting next to them, texting me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit, whatever. But they kept talking shit about Vinny. Anyways, fast forward, I was so mad at Vinny for getting the penalty, even though it's not his fault. Third period, 2-2. They go into overtime. First overtime, equal again. They go into double overtime, which is the shootout. And third person in, Vinny, right? Just direct, shootout, scores and wins the fucking tournament. And we won the whole tournament. It was like a moment. I didn't really love sports, but I love all the good of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
And he doesn't even realize how much he'll never forget that.
Oh, he won't. Like,
he doesn't admit it. You know what I'm saying? But he will. He won't forget it.
There's moments in sports, I played every single one growing up, and I couldn't tell you where we played and how we played.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain little moments in sports that you'll always hang on to. That'll be one of them for him, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the lessons in sports. My son, we had a great lesson this weekend.
Yeah.
He's new kid. There's a team of 12.
Yeah.
They've been together for a few years.
Yeah.
And he's one of the only two.
So
new
that
kids to
makes
the
it
team.
easier, harder.
So he comes into
Yeah.
a team that already exists,
Shit.
and you do need to, you need to buy your time. You
have to put up with shit,
right?
yeah.
And then we missed the first tournament because we were gone away to Mexico. No fault of his. That's mine, and and the coach knew, and all those things.
Dad.
But when you come back, he plays in his first tournament, and he's hitting 12th in the order, right? So that's last. He's hitting last. Nobody wants to hit last.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The other thing was he wasn't really hitting the ball.
Okay.
So he's like, Dad, I don't like hitting last. And I said, well, yeah, why are you hitting last? He's like, well, I haven't really been hitting. He's like, which is awesome. Because he's already...
Because he's realizing the lesson.
He's holding himself accountable. He's not saying because coach doesn't like me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, you haven't been hitting that great lately. Also, you weren't at the last tournament.
Yeah.
Right? When everybody else was.
Yeah.
And you're a new guy on the team. So
Yeah.
you got kind of like 3 things against you that are legitimate.
Yeah.
Like it's...
Yeah.
Like when people join teams now... Like, they have the same rights as everybody. You do not.
Because the problem is
you have the same rights in law, but you don't have the same rights. You don't have the same... Joe has a different level here of things that he can do that somebody else can't do because he's been here a while. I'm not gonna be as mad at him as if he messed up because he's proven himself. So what? Right? And I think that's a huge accountability. And the best part about this with my son is that I say, okay, well, if you don't like batting last, what are we gonna do?
Gotta
Well,
fucking
hit better.
improve.
How are you gonna hit better? He's like, I gotta practice more. And
Bingo.
then he comes to me Monday morning, and I don't force my kids to practice.
No,
with me.
good.
I'm a good resource for them.
100% you
Because if
are.
you're gonna just practice with the team, you're gonna stay as good as everybody on the team.
100%.
Your goal's to be better. You need to practice more. So he comes to me on his own and says, "Can we go work on my swing?"
That's amazing.
That's like rewarding.
That's a
And
father moment you'll never
he
forget.
gets a game-winning hit the other night. It's just like those are things
that's
like
fucking awesome.
he will not remember this moment,
But the feeling.
and the feeling, but also the lesson learned.
It's going to
Putting
save
in the
him.
work, getting the reward. And, he hasn't moved up the lineup for any, but and the coach does what he thinks is best. I fully stand behind it, and eventually he will. Though I know he will move up the order by hitting.
Yeah.
And that's the reward. That's showing that hard work
pays off. Listen.
And doing what others won't, because so many people want we want the end result, but we see where we are. We want this end result, but we don't want the stuff that has to go on in between.
Vinny didn't make travel the first year, like a few years ago, and he was obviously upset, like, and he didn't cry, nothing, but he didn't talk to me, he's pissed off, whatever, but he then would every night shooting pucks in the fucking garage, and the next year, he's like, little goody is, he's playing center, like, you know what I'm saying, he's a good player, like, so it's the same story, you'll never forget that, but, you know, it's amazing, but that moment, I'll never forget at my first wedding when you pulled the gum out of your pants, remember? Yeah, that was a moment. That was not really a proud. That was pretty. That was pretty.
Used to be my move before the cell.
Yeah, that was not a. I did something similar to my friend's car the other day. By the way, he's an asshole and he deserved it. So.
Yeah, man. What I was going with the kids too is one thing I'm teaching my kids and the kids that I coach is like slingshot. So it's like take those emotions.
Yeah.
Like when you strike out or you get the penalty or, you know, you trip somebody up and it causes hockey that their team get the power play and they score on you. Those
you feel responsible.
You know, like that's a negative emotion. And of course it sucks. Like you drop the ball in football. It sucks.
100%.
You mess up the podcast. You do like anything at work. Something that causes, a couple members to leave because I made a decision. Like,
yes.
But you need to take that. And I'm trying to teach the kids like, okay, picture that emotion as a slingshot. Mm-hmm. Now I pulled it all the way back. I feel it so hard. There's so much tension. Where I let that go is up to me.
You. Exactly.
Now if I'm gonna slam my stick or I'm gonna in hockey punch a kid in the face or cross check somebody or sulk and cry on the bench, that's shooting that slingshot in the wrong way.
100%.
Or I can take that thing. I got all that tension. I can throw out all kinds of support to the next player. I can hustle and get the next loose ball. I can do a lot of things with that emotion. It can turn me into better, like my son with the practicing. Let that slingshot go in the right direction. And
you literally, against universe, all through the conversation here, about 30 minutes, again, I was talking to my friend, and that's what we were talking about. The biggest problem with everybody, and whatever, like, I'm not going to get into my situation, but just saying, everybody's problem, and this is the truth, and you just said it a different way, is that they're not okay with themselves, right? So they want to project some anger or they don't want to fix whatever's bugging them, right? So no one wants to do the work, right? Because instead of putting that energy outwards, they want to put it on themselves. Like they just feel sorry for themselves. Like,
right. I mean,
you can feel sorry for yourself.
As adults, that slingshot might be alcohol. It might be Pornhub. It might be, gambling. It might be
100%.
Screaming at your kids is also something who had nothing to do with the argument you got in at work.
Because you look at them, because you don't feel good about yourself, and you're a bully.
All those things is like that slingshot of that emotion, and then just firing it back the wrong way.
And everything bad in my life, and that's what I figured out, and it's like, it's the weird universe stuff. I can now understand why it all happened, including what happened last night. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, like all the negative, even though you think something, no one owes you anything except yourself. Absolutely. And that's the big fucking issue, because so many people just want to blame because they don't want to blame themselves, but that's okay. Everybody's fucks up. But until, my journey in my life, I am such a different person. I'm still the same idiot that you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I am so mentally strong, even though I fight it every day.
Right.
Because I keep making myself, and it's like, I've now decided I'm fucking worth it. You don't want me, you don't like me, bye. I don't give two fucks. Legit. And that is when you start living.
Absolutely.
Promise you.
Absolutely. All right. So we have a segment of the show that's sponsored by my boy, Mike, and Reclaim Artistry. It is called The Morning Wood. It's where we take a question from one of our listeners and kind of deal with it. Okay. So my question this week that I got here is from Mike. It doesn't say where he's from, but Mike asks, what do you think is resilience and how do you develop it? So
going out and doing, right? So I teach my kids failing's okay. I got kicked out of university. I said that last time. First year, I could sit there and cry on the couch. My mom said that to me. Either cry here or get off your fucking ass. Maybe she didn't say fucking. And go back to school. Anyways, went to college. I eventually graduated. But the thing is, people are so freaking scared to go out and do anything, right? And failing, there's worst parts. There's a lot of ways to fail, and I see this every day. One, you don't even get off your ass, because this builds resilience, right? Because if you don't have these, so follow me here, no one gets off their ass. Two, they get off their ass, the first kick they get or first negative, they give up. Okay, and probably the worst they go at it for a little bit, right? And then they give up after a few shit kickings. It's always darkest before the light, right? But if you don't go through all these experiences, right? Anything negative happens to me, do I like them? No. But it teaches me if you listen or look, right? So that's what it's about. So you have to keep learning to then realize that you're worth it. And that's when you realize you're worth it, it's the answer to the world. Everything changes. That's resilience.
Yeah, I agree with you. When
Right?
I describe resilience, I'd say like walking through fire and coming out the other side. But it's not just coming out the other side; it's coming out the other side stronger.
Yes.
The divorces you went through.
Correct.
Right?
You're
I mean,
fiery
we're talking
home.
about kids striking out. Like it's you walk through fire and like when you strike out to the kid, do you like it? No, you hate it. Do I like it when I'm the coach or it's my son at the plate that strikes out? No, of course not. But what's important is that you walked through it. And you're, whatever that is in your life, so to speak, if we use baseball as a metaphor, you're going to come back up.
Yeah.
And you already saw that pitch.
Yeah.
And now you have a better idea how to. Doesn't mean you're going to hit it out of the park.
100%.
You might not even hit it again, but you're going to go and you're going to, like you said, you're going to do and do and do and do until you do knock that ball out of the park.
And that's my tag, right? Go out and do, because the fundamental of everything. And I have merch coming too. I'll get you some.
Merch. I got, Mike and I are. We're redoing some of this stuff. We're gonna have some.
I
new
love
merch.
some of
We're
this
gonna
shit.
switch up the logo a little bit.
Yeah,
Mike's
us
kind
too.
of taking like a big role here. I feel like we need to rebirth it.
Oh,
But yeah, the
shit.
podcast is the slogan for the podcast, and for Tango1 Solutions, my side hustle there, which is becoming busier and busier, is do more, be more. And it's not.
I love
it's
that.
Do more for others and be more for yourself.
But it's amazing. But it's the same message because, and you said it back a couple minutes ago. You said something about basically you surround yourself with better, right? Your kid coming to baseball, like you're pretty fucking good. Trust me. As a kid growing up, Anthony was like the athlete of athlete, right? And I was totally not. But
me stick all the
yeah.
cousins. Me versus the cousins.
Yeah. Like basically, we had to come like clean shit in the farm or something. I could do that, probably not better, but you know what I'm saying. But my point is, if you surround yourself with better people, right? But until you realize your worth, and this is something my friend came over crying last night. She said to me, she says, something you said to me will never stick, never forget. She says, what you feel you deserve is who you hang out with in a sense, or what you accept, I said to her. Right? So if you feel good about yourself, what do you think? It's not even about attracting. You don't even believe in the universe. It's if you're positive and you're confident and you're like, I'm not going to put up with people's shit. You're going to attract people. You're not going to chase people. You're going to attract them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you're not going to put up with someone that says, oh, you're an idiot, or I'm not going to call you back. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like until you're worth it, and everybody's worth it. It's just, but that's hard for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's resilience, I think. Resilience is just failing.
Yeah, so thank you for the question, Mike. And
Mike,
thank
thanks.
you for Mike D. Mike wasn't the one who asked it. Mike M actually asked it, but Mike D and Reclaim Our Street, thank you for sponsoring that.
Thank you,
part
Mike.
of our episode. All right, so on that whole thing with self-reliance, last couple of weeks, some of the stuff a lot of this podcast is developed. The topics, the subjects we go to comes from like some of the social media shit I'm putting out, and one of the ones that I was getting a lot of feedback on, and not the questions I chose, but it was about Father's Day and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I put a post up there. I said, things on a dad's mind.
Yeah.
And you and I actually spent Father's Day together with
Yeah, it was
my father
awesome.
and
Yeah,
your
that was
father.
so
Your-
awesome.
Ben's dad is my godfather, and it was also my dad's 70th birthday.
It was so fun.
It was such a perfect evening.
It
and,
was perfect.
I got my dad a pipe, a tobacco pipe. I didn't think he was gonna like it. He freaking loved it.
And he was talking to Rob about all his technology problems instead of
and
me. It was
just
like
I don't know, it was such a great
perfect.
night. We hadn't
It
all
was-
been together in one room, or we were outside, but you get what I'm saying. In a long time, and the post that I put up was like, what are dads thinking? What am I thinking most of the time? I'm thinking I need to like build a legacy for my family. I need to have some kind of, it needs to give them something, whether that's property, whether that's some cash, whether that's, just the lessons. It's kind of, for me, it's really a big ball of it.
100%.
that I'm trying to, and I'm thinking about protecting. How am I going to protect my family? How am I going to protect these boys from the terribleness of social media? There's great in there too. The technology, making sure that they're able to get outside and enjoy this world. And I'm thinking about growing this business, and really that all comes in, and it's exhausting.
100%.
And I really want people to know that you got to take a minute and say, like, you know what? Look around. I'm sitting at my house on the waterfront, and it's not like this is $1 million house.
Yeah.
It's
He's
our
very
house in
humble.
a beautiful spot with my kids running around. I'm like, man, I am doing these things. Give yourself some credit. Yeah, there's fucking room for improvement. There's so much room for improvement.
Always.
But man, I'm doing it, and so are you.
Pat yourself on the back.
And so are so many of you dads listening, man. So I just want everybody to make sure that you take a minute. We're always trying to fill the cup. We never take a drink out of it.
100%. I want to say this really important. My video did really well on Father's Day too, because it's true. What it is that you don't have to be a biological father to love a kid like your own. I've been there. I love it. It's just a connection. So any dads out there that a stepdad, fucking fiance, this and that, whatever, if you're showing love to a kid and attention, good for you guys. And be proud. Like, pat yourself. And you're so right. We never take a drink. We're always just trying to fill that cup because it's our protectors. We have huge shoulders. And it's...
Yeah, men are like hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, and I'm also Mr. Mom too, so I'm both
fighting
roles.
The wars, and like we don't do that anymore, and we've lost a lot of that. But I think that innate
love and feeling,
that innate like urge in us, innate like habit, or is there to go out and make sure.
Why do you think we're all such great dads? Like, you were amazing. My brother's amazing. Like,
your brother is amazing. Dad.
My brother, by the way, got the Mr. Mom. I'm Mr. Mom now too for a while. But my brother got the Mom Award last Christmas from his neighbors.
No way.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That neighborhood is hilarious.
Oh my God, they do these awards, and I call my brother Piggy, Rob. And anyways, he got the award for the best mom. Just speaking of that. But anyways, just be good dads, good men. And I think, maybe I guess we're hard. I hope there's more of us.
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah, oh no, there's tons. I want so many more to be awesome. Just keep being awesome.
So many. So you got lots going on. You're like all over the place. You're tagging every brand in the world to try to make things pop.
Oh, I know. Well, some are real, and yeah, of course. But so we have this. Let's talk about my teeth, okay? So I have big teeth, and you know what I realized now? For the past week, people have been saying they never see my bottom teeth. So look, I'm gonna say that I did like big expose on this podcast kind of thing, but. Anyway, so long story short, again, weird universe. I had posted a video a few weeks ago about looking for a dentist in Windsor, Michigan. And it's kind of hard to find someone that's going to be on camera. Long story short, this girl messages yesterday or 2 days ago, I think. And she's like, I was creepy. Anyways, long story short, she tagged, I'll do it. And she's in Michigan, Portage or Something like that. Anyways, yeah, so it's Center Dental Smile or something. Sure, you know the name. But her name's Dr. Jessica, and I all over my face, Instagram. But... I'm going there on Saturday, but we're going to do tooth week. So we're going to do she's so fun. Like all her staff, she's recorded already her staff and stuff, like making fun of my teeth and shit, like real reactions, how she's seeing them. So anyways, we're going to do a lot of videos about that. And we're going to obviously do a major reveal with her too. And she's really cool. But the universe to find such a cool dentist, that's so hip. And gets it, and she's like, her patients are already messaging her saying what the, laughing about it,
Yeah.
It's cool, whatever. It's just...
Man, dentist. Well, after this trip to Mexico when I got my poison ivy.
Shit.
So going to the doctors there and paying out of my pocket and realizing how little I paid versus how much I would have paid in the U.S. and how terrible the time would have been here.
Yeah.
Not that the medical staff would have been worse here. Just the experience of waiting
longer,
would have been worse, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we're looking at, we're entrepreneurs, Danny and I. We don't have coverage anymore. So looking at what we're paying for our dental, I think the next time I head down to Mexico,
you just get it done.
We just met all these people down there. They're like, oh, you got to get your teeth done when you're here. Are you crazy? It's like a quarter of the price. The service is awesome. A lot of them are expats that are down there.
See, because I have no coverage either. My kids cost me a fortune.
Puerto Rico, let's go to the dentist.
Let's go. Okay,
let's go to the dentist in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yes, we're going to Puerto Rico. Bigfoot.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe, Danny, maybe we are going to
What do you mean, Danny? Yeah, maybe. Sorry, Danny, for everything. Oh, awkward.
She knows. Yeah, man, our cousin's getting married in
and I'm single. I'm single. Is there any other single?
He's way younger than us, and he's having his stag bachelor party, whatever they call them these days, in Puerto Rico.
But what's the funny part about all this? And hope he doesn't listen to this.
I don't know. I think he listens to most episodes, actually. He's gonna die of laughter when he hears this.
Oh, you go ahead, Panth. You're the one. I don't even know how it even came up, but I'm totally in. So I can't even wait. So my cousin. Okay, so his name's Tony. His name's Anthony. And anyway, so Anthony's
My name is Tony.
Yeah,
the cousin's
Anthony.
Yeah.
How old is he? 30?
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's more than that. He's
So we're like 10,
now.
15 years older than him. Anyways, I'm going to surprise show up at fucking stag.
Surprise.
Surprise! Yeah. Oh, I mean, whatever. I mean, who cares? It's still going to be, he probably thinks I'm kidding, but you know I'm not, so.
I think we got to tell them because we got to, like, they've rented something.
Yes.
Make sure that they know.
Yeah, I can sleep on the street.
Just
I'm
seems
really.
like this is a lot. Like Puerto Rico for a weekend? That seems like.
But pants, you know
the
what?
best is when I presented this to you. It's Father's Day, and you and your brother, who, you know, we used to spend a lot of time together. I'm like, hey, what do you guys think? We get the gang back together and we make it to, because, you know, and your brother was always close with Anthony too, and Ryan, right?
Yeah.
And I will get the gang back together. We head down to Puerto Rico for Anthony's stag. I go, what are you doing the weekend of so-and-so? And your brother's like, oh, me and the mom award there are going to, you know, they're
swimming
going on a
lessons
crazy
or
trip.
something.
No, they're going on an awesome trip.
No, they're going to
And
Europe.
then I look at you, you go, I'll be in Puerto Rico. Like as if you were already planning to be there. Hilarious.
But Pant, do you understand why? Because the thing is, you're only gonna regret what you didn't try, right? Like think about how cool it's gonna be. Like a couple days, it's gonna be beautiful. Like it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime. Like, will I ever go to Puerto Rico again? I don't know.
No, I mean
But,
it's not really the greatest place, but it's part of the U.S.,
I
right?
think
Whatever.
it
I don't
is
even care.
pretty
Oh, it is
awesome.
awesome. Okay, because
Yeah,
I only
I
went
mean,
off
I
a
think, like, we
cruise
can,
and it just.
like,
Oh, we're gonna
I
have a
don't know if
blast.
that's what we're doing, but I'm pretty sure we can go on hikes. Like, there's a lot to do there.
Hikes, dude. I'm gonna barely be able to. Like, we don't even need a room for me. I'll probably sleep on the stairs or.
Yeah, and it sounds like
Jail.
Mikey's coming. You know, you remember Mikey, that, you know, my boy since growing up.
Oh, Mike.
Best man in
The
my
Mike, the one that I always wanted to kick his
threw it up
ass.
there to Joe. He has not committed.
Mike.
Joe ignored the text, but yeah.
Mike,
yeah.
the one that I always wanted to kick his
Yeah,
ass.
Mikey.
Oh my god, I'm such
Mikey is a whole lot of fun. So this is gonna be awesome. Can't wait to do that with you and and add another chapter to our lives.
We're gonna have some content.
Take a couple of years off your lives. I'm thinking.
Maybe even you guys watching. I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
well, I'm off the bottle, so I should be good. I should be good.
I don't drink that much, honestly. Even though I have a bar, honestly, I'll have like I was at a point maybe a month ago where like one night my buddy came over and he's like, did you drink like all those beers? I'm like, I couldn't remember. Maybe I drank 15, 20. Then I was like, holy fuck. I don't know if I did. I really didn't. But because I was in a bad habit, I'm being honest, right? But I always like every once in a while to control it. So then I just totally stopped. And I drank like 1 or 2 beers last night. Like, you know what I mean? And like maybe like 3, 4, like the whole week. I'm just saying it, you know, before it becomes a problem. But it's easy to sit there. But I don't drink really that much.
It is easy to sit there, especially in this weather. When it's
Oh,
hot,
it's been
nice. You have a pool.
so
You know, I'm at baseball.
hot.
Like I found that like I started coaching baseball, my beer intake like quadrupled. You know, and I was already somebody who drank quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right? And then now I'm like every day you're coaching and you're having like it's just so hot and ice cold
Quenching.
beer. And,
What kind's your favorite
having a
beer?
Cooler.
What's your favorite beer?
Oh man, honestly I'm all over.
Dos Equis is my favorite
The
by
Seki's
far.
great. You know, right now I'm drinking those Corona Zeros like crazy. I've
Oh,
always been
I
a
like
Heineken fan.
Corona.
So Heineken has a zero, but like if we're talking real beer too, Heineken. Well,
Oh,
ice
I
cold
don't
Heineken,
like.
man.
Oh, the dark one.
But like if I'm
Dark?
drinking if I'm drinking like you said, 15 or 20 beers, I'm going Busch Light, baby.
Oh yeah, I like Bud Light.
Busch
Bud
Light.
Light's easy,
Busch
but
Light.
yeah.
Busch Light's better.
Okay, let me ask you a
My neighbor
question.
got me on that. My old neighbor, friend of the podcast, big fan of the podcast, McGee. All
McGee.
about the Busch Light, man.
I like
Always.
Busch Light. It was my second ex-wife's mom. I don't forget much, to be honest, other than time and songs, whatever. But that's my second ex-wife's mother's, which was very pretty. Bev, you're very pretty. And it's actually her husband's birthday today. Donnie, I love you. Happy birthday. But Pant, have you ever heard this? And I did a poll the other day about Corona beers. Every single Corona, I used to drink a lot of Corona, okay? Every Corona I drank, even at restaurants, my house, whatever, I'd always shake it like this to get the lime stuck before I put it. It was like a superstitious thing. So I did a poll, and I was actually shocked. I don't know if people are just agreeing with me or they said they did it. I'm not sure about that, but have you ever heard
Give it
that?
A little spray, yeah.
Just no, but I leave it stuck at the end.
Oh.
When it's done, I have to, like, my OCD in a sense has to have it stuck in the neck is what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I did not. No, I
Okay,
have not
see,
heard
so
that.
maybe people misunderstood. Maybe I'm just super strange.
We're talking about our cousin in the one we went to Puerto Rico with. His thing, and he got me on, was always those killer Coronas. Like he comes.
Killers?
We drink the neck, then he'd pour tequila
Oh,
in the
fuck.
balance of
Yes,
the neck, and then you
yes.
give it the up and down, and now it's
Oh.
mixed. So now you're drinking a Corona with a like full shot
Shot.
of tequila. In it.
Oh,
oh boy, those go down quick, and like you get into like number 4 or 5, and now you've had 4 or 5 beers with 4 or 5 shots of tequila without even knowing you did the tequila. Those
So,
get you
okay,
good. Those are good summertime. Those are good for your pool, buddy. Like,
Okay, I'm going to try. We're having a pool part. Well, I can't say. Anyways, but listen, let me tell you a funny story about in Naples, Florida with Anthony really quick. This is hilarious.
the cousin?
No, the other cousin.
Right.
Our cousin that we're going to Puerto Rico with.
This is the Italian way. Ben's middle name is actually
Anthony.
Everybody has an Anthony. And we...
Anyways, listen, it's hilarious. So, the first night we get there in Florida a year ago or whatever, Anthony, we're drinking like buckets of beer, okay? And the place we're in Florida is very dry, okay? So I had weed. I probably bought it in Michigan or something. And I was so drunk, and then Anthony or my ex or somebody says to me, they're like, there was a dog there. They're like, that's a drug dog. So I like literally bolted out of the bar. I was so wasted. I threw my weed in the fucking bush. And then I come in, I talk to Anthony, right? Our cousin. I'm like, hey, remember? He's like, Ben, you're an idiot. She was kidding. And I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, it was just
with
funny
him being
as
younger,
shit.
Danny loves this story. He graduated, and a lot of us went down. Did you go down for that trip when he graduated high school? He just graduated high school.
Maybe because Anna was playing ping pong.
So they're
and
having
shit.
a big party.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's now like midnight, and all the real adults have left. I'm the only adult left there with Danny, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm in the backyard, and I'm playing beer pong, and I'm in my underwear because I had forgotten my bathing suit.
Oh God!
So I'm in my underwear with these basically like they're like 19, right? And
Trouble.
They're yelling, they're all cheering as I nail the the cup gets down, and I'm chugging this beer, and I'm she's like, you were actually Frank the Tank right now, you're playing with these basically university kids.
That's fucking. You are good though. You're pretty good though. He is a tank for drink. Oh yeah.
I used to be really good at this. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, it's probably when you're too good you have to stop. Yeah. Whatever. It is what it is, but. Whatever.
Anyways, man, I really appreciate you coming in here, filling the mic. I hope you guys liked it, and I think this is going to be more of a regular thing.
I would love to do it because it's just so much to talk about, so little time.
Yeah, we're really digging the episodes where it's not an interview. It's us just hanging out and chit-chatting about stuff, and the response from the listeners has been great, and we love you guys, and please, I am actually begging, go out, subscribe, share this podcast, review us with the 5 stars, and help us share the love, because this is the podcast. I mean, there's no money kicked back. This is actually just something that we do because we love it.
Yeah, giving back.
I hope people are getting some value out of it. I know people are getting value out of it, and I hope we made you laugh or smile and motivate you to do something. And as you guys motivate us with your feedback, thank you so much, guys, for listening, and thank you, Ben, for jumping in.
Thank you, and follow No Poor Decision, not a poor decision. Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Over and out.
Over and out.